So for this video, guys, we're going to look at Mike Strong Safety 3. It's something I like to run flipped, and there's good reason for it. And what I like to do in this play is kind of do a little bit of a disguise of what we normally do with the cover 3 sky look. So what you want to do is you want to base the line, right? Then I'm going to take this guy and put him all the way here to look like he's going to be blitzing. And what we don't want to do is blitz him. Okay, right now he's blitzing. I want to put him on a middle third, okay? Then what that's going to do, it's going to give me the opportunity to use this player as a free player, and he can go ahead and man up at any player I want him to, okay? So if I want him to man up on Hogan, I can do that. If I want him to man up on Edelman, I can do that. If I want him to man up on Decker, I can do that, right? So it really just depends on who you feel is going to be the most important player to man up. If they've got a superstar, you might want to use that player. If they're doing a certain play that you want to get extra attention to, obviously do this type of setup. And you're going to have some good success with when the running back's on the right-hand side, this player here getting looping pressure. We can either do it where we do it where there's no contain, or we can do it with a contain. I'll show you both. And what you see is these guys come pinching down, he comes across, and he gets around the side. The running back won't pick him up. This is something that you want to run it when the running back is on the right. Now the second way to do it, which is a little less consistent, but you do it again, base the line, move this guy down, and you're really, when you move that guy down, you're like basically making sure that they see that. Because what happens is that people get a little lazy or a little bit relaxed when they see in their mind all they've been watching is that guy come at them. When they see that he goes back in coverage, one, it kind of just catches them off guard for a second, but second, it goes ahead and basically gets them kind of relaxed and saying, okay, I don't have to worry about the blitz on that side. Then our guy's coming. And I liked it on the contain. See how the guy's on a contain now, that linebacker? And like I said, it's going to be a little less consistent, but a lot of times what he'll do is he'll shuffle, and then he'll come in. And it's going to be a really nice way of making sure that you have good coverage behind you, and I'll show you that here. So what's nice about it is you've got both seam flats on the outsides going. So basically you can keep those. You don't have to keep them in seam flats. You can put them hard flats, you can put them cloud flats, either or. But then what you'll see is that you've got that player that you're manning up on whatever player you want. So you've got that good opportunity to do it. Now I also will put him on a mid-read, and I'll show you that in a second. But just look at the blitz. This guy's going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. We kind of have all those guys coming down. Then he's going to break towards the middle. So a lot of times what ends up happening is because the first thing they see is that guy blitzing on the left side. He's not. He's going back. It doesn't look like the guy's going to be blitzing from the outside. He's just shuffling, and then he comes in. It kind of keeps people a little bit off guard as far as, you know, it's a different type of blitz, right? Now, the other coverage I like to do on this is if I do something like this, and I put this guy in the deep blue, I'm going to put this guy in a mid-read. This guy is a free player. And what I mean by free player, he can be put on any player, can be put in any type of zone. So maybe I'll do it like this where cloud flats it. Now, the reason why I would want to do that is I'm stacking the middle of the field. I'm doing low, mid, high, okay? And what that's going to do is it's going to take away a lot of those double post or any type of, you know, crossing ones where you can really say, you know what, I'm going to take the lower post. The upper post is going to have 2 levels of coverage on him initially, right? By that time, our blitz should get in, right? So it's kind of one of those deals where I'll use this player. I'm going to be roaming the middle low, knowing I've got middle protection by the mid-read and the deep you know, player in that sense. Now, the first thing you would want to do on this is make sure that the Gronkowski here in this type of situation isn't doing any type of seam route. Because if they do a seam route, then obviously that can hurt you a little bit. You can always, you know, make sure that you invert your coverage as well. And this is really, you know, something that you're protecting the middle of the field rather than the outsides of the field. But, you know, you definitely have times and places for route combinations to do that. And you're just going to roam underneath with this player. So whether you want to put this guy on a, you know, a man up on somebody, or if you want to put him in a mid-read, those are the two ones that I tend to like. You can always just cloud your coverage to where you can put this guy on a outside, and then you can put this guy, which is the B receiver, on a cloud like this. So now you've got cover 2 to the right, cover 3 to the left, and then this player could be, you know, someone who you can kind of put in a quarterback spy. And that way you kind of get 2 levels underneath. One guy's going to be sitting there, this guy's going to be sitting here. So there's a lot you can do with this play. You know, you can even just leave him on a hard flat to where now you've got protection to where if they're putting the running back out, he's going to get that. and then we're just going to cover the middle of the field, or if there's any drags from left to right, you're going to pass them off to that hard flat. A lot of different things. You have a lot of different players with this. That's why I really like this setup, because of the way that you can get pressure with 4 and really have good protection behind it. Kind of a coverage D. Definitely want to make sure that the player's on the right-hand side as far as the running back goes. I don't feel like it works as well when it's normal. I really like it flipped better than any, but just my preference. If you have a different personnel or have having success with it the other way, in theory it should work to both sides. But for some reason or another, I'm just seeing more consistency when I flip the play.